Yeah, I had like a funny video renting experience. Some guy running around with I don't know, some sort of red, very bright red backlight, mounted to his back, and like on the front a smartphone or some other, I don't know, white light. And the thing is, like, it made me chuckle and giggle and laugh for like 3 minutes, because it was amazing that somebody thought like I'm that kind of fragile material, or I'm that important. Watch out, everybody. This also it's not just that, like, on one hand it's like, watch out world, here comes me, I'm the centerpiece of this universe. On the other hand, it's also like, you guys are stupid, and R word, I hope I said that correctly for the YouTube monetization program. We want to be a healthy and discussion friendly channel where we don't say no words, bad words. Anyways, that was like the first thing that kind of amazed me. Yeah. And the other thing is, I kind of forgot to mention that I switched to another OS, sort of. It's quite funny. There were times where I made longer rants about nothing, and now there was a longer period where I made no videos, even though there were quite a few points. So like the last 2 weeks, last week and this week, I switched from Windows 11 to Cashio OS, just for funsies, to try it out, to give it a chance and whatnot. And also did some like Patreon support, because this is what I remember from Windows 7, 8 and 10. And 10 not so much, and maybe 8 also not so much, but 7 you sort of were forced to buy a full copy, but you also got a full OS, And with Windows 11 this sort of went away. You can get the OS for free, because we crammed down AI and advertising and marketing down your throat. Doesn't matter if you buy it or don't. At this point, this is just like symbolization for something that has no value whatsoever. And it's partially understandable, because original basic license costs like 140 euros, the pro version 270. And you gotta think, like, I suppose back when it released in 1985 or something, the first version, we're talking like $300 to $500 or something, and you had to order it via telephone to get it on a 5.5 inch disc, and all these downsides and whatnot. And then the format got smaller, the ordering time got faster. We went from literally physical to from physical big dumb media with minor storage to major storage capacities and very tiny thingamajigs, and also from those that became ultimately the media creation tool. And it's kind of funny when you look at the media creation tool, because it's basic as fuck since Windows 10. They haven't changed jack shit. You know how you can tell that somebody who does the product hasn't used the product? It's minor details like, since Windows 10, nothing has changed. You still have to, it picks German for you. No, I think, what is it? Yeah, the drop-down menu, You can choose between Windows 11 and Windows 11. And for the Windows 10 media creation tool, you could choose between Windows 10 and Windows 10. The Windows media creation tool, the drop-down bar menu whatsoever, was basically put in as a feature so you can choose between 10 and 11, only to backpedal And you can see this. Never think too thoroughly about what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, but because you would enter a world of pain where you'd say, why use a drop-down menu that fulfills no purpose? What is this button even doing? You know, what are you guys even demanding from me? You know, and it's not just only this. I switched to CachyOS for the last 1.5 weeks on my laptop. If possible, to emulate major stuff, I'd be happy to migrate to, what is it? All my stuff there as my daily driver, so to say. And using Windows 11 only when I'm forced, you know? This sounds like a good compromise. Only when you force me to, but this would bring me into this shitty dual boot situation, which I also hate. Because what's worse than one operating system on your system? Two. I prefer to have one and virtualize or virtual machine everything by a hypervisor one. But not just this, I saw it in the test trial run for CachyOS, and if possible, I'd prefer to stay and stick with CachyOS and CashioOS. And yeah, I also watched the Louis Rossmann rant, but also the Mikai. I don't know what the main CEO dev dude is since 2014 from CachyOS, and there are valuable points to both sides. It's funny, ChatGPT told me, apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, that devs experience like major issues, especially if they're doing like open source and for themselves and for others, and like no real classical payment, you know. This is not a 9 to 5. This is more like a 9 to 9 if you're lucky. But a lot of these devs, they sort of drive themselves insane by coding until they break, you know. And this is also not healthy. But then again, I also understand that these devs have to partake in like 10 or 20 roles, where in a big company, you're just a very tiny cog and you don't have to think about consequences and stuff like this. But still, man, it was a little bit psychotic at times if the Louis Rossmann screenshots prove to be true. But still, and not just only that, I mean, if possible, I try to implement more open source stuff into my life, because besides the fact that it's faster, you know, it also just works, and it's not that hard, and it forces me to think outside the box and to learn about new tools and to see what I've missed out about all these years. Because let me tell you something, it's not normal to do like 50 clicks and click 10 times no everywhere. I don't want to sign in. I don't want to give you my data. I don't want to be treated like a toddler. I don't want to have to do like 20 or 30 clicks to get to a level where I can work with the operating system, you know. Out of the box, it's a very hostile OS, graphically appealing, but you have to like, it's basic things, you know, it's minor things everywhere, you know. That's the funny thing, it's like not one major issue, but yeah. You open Edge, and then do you want to connect with the Edge account? No. Do you want personalized ads? No. Is it okay if we save your data? No. Do you want to log in for the Microsoft Rewards program? No. Do you want to connect with the Xbox? No. Stuff like this, you know. And after 5 no's, and especially purposefully saying no, the yes fields are always bigger. The no fields are very small and tiny. This is dark pattern choices and whatnot, you know. And then you are allowed to get the maximum advertisement blasted in your face. But first, you should allow cookies, which is like very fat on the screen, and you can do jack shit about this. So yeah. And then you try to change browsers where it tells you 20 times. Why not stay on Edge? When you search for Firefox in Bing, they suggest Opera. So I have to think that Opera pays Microsoft. or Microsoft pays Opera, or both pay each other, I don't know, a big amount of money that is not disclosed, where they suggest you can choose between Edge and Opera and Edge, and you say no. And yeah, what can I say about that? That is just wrong, you know. And yeah, on the other hand, what this Linux install was like idiot proof, you know. Just boot it up, 10 clicks, and this is like a fancy install, you know, not 7 clicks, the minor install. Or apparently I want to test this out also with Pop OS and DevOS and Manjaro, I don't know, not Manjaro, but a couple of other distros with low level clicking. How far do I come, you know, like as many clicks as possible, but low level clicking, low level click, new term, but you get what I mean. And then we'll see who's like, yeah, who's proven to be worthy, because at this kind of state it's ridiculous. Also, when you look at Graphene OS, you have like Google, when you look upon it like a virus, you know, containerized Graphene OS. This is quite nice, nice feature you should miss, I think.